hand balancing for quite a while now, and through the years I've gotten many messages where people are wondering about the ways that they could improve various elements that they're working on. When I was inspired by somebody else's command of the skill, I would go straight into sort of imitating what I saw and envisioning myself doing it, and it felt great until I was honest with myself and was able to recognize that while I could imitate certain portions of it, I had no idea about what I was doing or the steps that it took to get there. So in this video, I'd like to address a simple concept called reverse engineering. What is reverse engineering? Well, typically in the scientific community, if a group of scientists gets a hold of a piece of technology that they don't understand, it may be a foreign piece of technology or maybe a fragment of technology, they break it down, they look at all the components, they try to understand how they all work together, and then a bigger picture emerges, and therefore with that understanding they can use it for specific purposes, having found out exactly how it works and why. So in hand balance, it works very similar. Typically a student tries to get into a handstand in any way possible, in any way, shape or form, in order to hopefully find a straight line and hold it. This is how I was first learning. I did a bunch of crooked kick-ups until I felt that straight line, and it was like a bolt of lightning, and I was able to say, okay, I love how this feels, I want to feel this again, so let me dig deeper. So, kick up into a handstand. How do we break it down? Well, first we want to find out, do we have enough flexibility in order to achieve straight line? Do we have enough quick reaction timing in order to continue readjusting our position in order to remain in the vertical line? And can we exit safely? If you give yourself too much momentum, the chances are you will overkick. And if you don't know how to exit successfully, you will not be able to practice safely, and therefore you will have to do it against the wall for probably, I don't want to say months, but weeks for sure. Always try to think of it in terms of, do I have enough understanding of the fundamentals of any given element in order to achieve it in the most effortless fashion? Even though working towards achieving it is not going to be effortless, it's going to take determination and physical labor, right? Effort. You also want to understand the dynamics of the move itself and what it takes to do it in the most sort of technically efficient way. And this is not so that you appear to look clean while you're doing it. Looking clean is the symptom of technique, and technique is there to help you achieve it in the best possible way. So, things like one-arm handstand. Again, you break it down into steps, and then you think about how good is your standing in any of those steps. If your entry into a shuttle handstand is rocky, right? That alone takes a lot of energy to fix, and by the time you're ready to shift your weight, you will already have depleted sort of energy resource, and you will not have any energy left for the weight transfer and letting go, and let alone holding your position. So things like one arm, you can break it down into entry into a two-arm handstand, understanding of how to shift your weight correctly and how to reach a middle position on the one-arm handstand. And then once you let go of your hand, you also need to think about how well you're keeping that alignment together, how will you distribute your weight on one and the other side. And once you let go of your hand, how do you stay within the area where you can still control your position? And then how do you exit and transfer out of it? The value of the steps on the way to something is incredible, because you learn the most as you're trying to understand and reverse engineer how something is achieved. And you get to be honest with yourself, and you get to overcome challenges, because handstand training is a great metaphor for life, so to speak. Because anything we want in life, there's always a process. If anything, this is one thing that my balance training taught me. If you believe And if you have enough will and enough determination to work on something day after day, because you understand what it means in the greater picture of your life, you can apply the same idea, the same process to any other area in life. That's what I realized from my own training, because I didn't start out having this balance ability right away. Any professional in any field that you're looking at, it's not only their ability to command skill, that's obviously, what we associate them with, but it's their personality, it's their character that got them there. Remember that it's a huge portion of their skill is their personality. A person like Dali, for example, Salvador Dali, he has incredibly imaginative paintings, but in order to understand where it came from, the way it manifested, you want to get to know who he was as a person. And having read his autobiography, it made perfect sense to me as to why he produced the kinds of works that he produced. It was who he was as a person and how he grew and developed. And that's what had an imprint on his art. It's not just the end result, it's not just the surface of what you see. What you see is just the last stamp of everything else that led up to it. So again, thank you for listening. You can ask me questions in the comment section and suggest subjects for other videos. I hope this helps you, and I will see you next time.